cucumbers in this location here, they're suffering a lot. From the first line, basically. Now we're going to the second line. This is very delicious. It's like a wild quinoa kind of thing. There's your tomato. There we are. Second line harvested. It's already hot. Cucumbers in this location here, they're suffering a lot. We will likely need to put them more in the shadow next year, but they're still producing. They're still putting out new leaves because a lot of them are burned. But the problem is also my husband does not seem to see cucumbers when they are about to be harvested. Look at this. They are maybe a bit too ripe. So yeah, but that's the problem here. But overall, might be coming back, putting out new foliage, new flowers. Let's see if we find another few cucumbers that my husband forgot to take. No, actually, just the two really big ones. And then now we have here a huge field of squashes and zucchini. Let's check these. I have absolutely no idea how big they should be, but there are so many, so I take a few medium-sized ones already to use. And nature is so ridiculous. So we have here this no weed garden, like meaning in we don't weed, there is weed. Only here the last one we took out a bit because the garden, the rest of the forest is taking over. But other than that, after the plants were big enough, we did not really bother to take out weeds, and we were surprised because we took this over. This has been used before as a garden, so we found some herbs coming back. And the most crazy thing, there's a tomato in between the zucchinis that we have not planted. So there is a tomato here. Maybe she needs a bit of support, but we have not done that. We have not put her. I think there we see more leaves of a tomato. Very funny. Don't even know which kind of tomato these are. Maybe cocktail tomatoes. They look small. And there you see all my squashes and zucchinis. And also here, this one came up wild, and I used this app to see what it is. And it's edible. So we leave one of these. There's amaranth. So we are following kind of this food forest idea. There I have a watermelon hidden between the squashes. I hope she's benefiting from that. And here my last tomatoes. I go through these and then we are done for today. Ah yeah, and there are my more pumpkins. Here we have some wild blackberries. Let's see if they are tasty. We planted here this physalis. Let's see if she survives. So we are trying to have a very low maintenance garden because, well, where's the sense of having a picture perfect garden when it's about getting the produce and yeah, well, we don't have time for that. So the only thing I'm doing right now is I'm not doing weeding. If there is a bigger plant in the way, I might take it out. But what I'm doing now is just I'm supporting some of the tomatoes, just not to lose anything, right? That's the main purpose here. So they're hanging some, and I'm gonna support the one that is in the middle here. So it was about time to check the tomatoes because some were already lying on the floor. So I gonna help them up. But they are still fine, so I will help them not to lie on the floor anymore. I am processing some harvest, especially the basil, and I have here running the a part of the squash with some half-eaten apples, because the younger child never fully eats an apple. I'm making them a puree. I figured the last year when I made pesto, I was very lazy and I would leave all the stems. That's not a clever idea. So now I make this extra step and take out the harder stems. Well, and now we have chickens, so I do not bother with that too much, with food waste, because it goes back into the cycle. Olive oil from our friend. Next year we hopefully have our own olive oil. And we're just splash. I do have a leftover piece of Parmesan. So let's put that in there. Where's my knife? Normally you could put some seeds, some pine, some whatever, but the last ones we used were rancid. So I rather not. Just found some old corn for the chickens. We'll drop that into the bowl. And then we use the blender kind of thing. It's not a blender, what is it? The mixer. Oops. Need to see if I need to add some more olive oil, if it's not grabbing the... but it actually seems to work. Before we leave for the weekend, Misha's installing a watering system for some other plants that we planted later on. So our garden is now growing and growing. So the pumpkins had to be watered by hand, and for the others we have a dripping system installed. And we are leaving now for the weekend, so he's doing that before it's too hot now. It's already 11 and
careful, there's a small watermelon.
my job is to hold it. So the idea is also to extend this water line to the chicken coop, that we can directly have water there.